Right, love. Excuse me.
Oh, film
Sorry,
me.
need to get in there. Thank you.
Film the princess, that's all.
Yes, I'm from the entry site, and I'm from the entry site.
I'm from ED on the Royal site.
Do you change at all, or is it you?
I'm from the entry site,
Okay.
and I'm from the entry site.
I'm from ED on the Royal site.
Do you change at all, or is it you?
I'm from the entry site,
Okay.
and I'm from the entry site.
I'm from ED on the Royal site.
Do you change at all, or is it you?
We do the same role, and Gemma's in Jam the Royal,
Yeah.
Assistant Director of Nursing for Emergency Services.
Well, this hospital is relatively new.
It
Yes.
is, yes.
2 years old.
3 and
Aintree,
nearly
yeah.
3,
Actually,
yeah.
nearly 3.
Aintree.
Oh, I've been going for a long time.
Absolutely. A known entity. And you know what you're going to deal with. Has this been challenged in the same way before?
It has once before, but I think we practice and we have meetings, regular meetings, we plan, so actually,
Sadly,
you know,
I mean, until you have to do that,
Yeah.
you don't know how flexible your
yeah.
Same on the entry
simulations
sites.
work. But entries will, yes.
The major trauma centre,
Yeah, it's been doing that
so
for
it was a
few
while
years.
now, yeah, a couple of years, yeah. Very busy. It was, they've done really well to manage the situation.
People is one aspect, isn't it? But to access and all of that is a slightly different problem.
Yeah.
Time of day being,
Yeah.
you know, when everybody's here, and how do you work that one?
It worked out well with us because we had 2 shifts left over,
Same,
so at
yeah.
one
Oh,
stage
right.
really well. So we didn't actually have to call anybody extra in. Whereas normally we would have to call people in,
Yes.
so the time of day actually worked very well for the shift patterns.
Interesting, isn't it? Because nobody ever knows quite
No.
what that impact is going to be.
That's it.
Unfortunately, yeah. So, and from
Entry.
entry,
So our job was to clear A&E so we had space to get people in.
and was that a real issue in the end?
I think everybody pulled together amazingly well from our back of house wards right through to the front. So I think we were able to handle the inflow and for our A&E teams to manage the patients that
Because
came in.
again, numbers is hard to gauge, isn't it? And type of injury would be the same thing.
So Paul is one of our consultants, so he came in to try and discharge patients as well yesterday to be able to support.
But you came in to do that, but you weren't there.
No.
No, okay, because that's again numbers, isn't it, for who's there at the time.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. This is Mark, one of our surgical
Nice to meet you.
team.
And you were there.
So I'm the
Already?
Divisional Medical Director
Okay.
for Surgery. So because with Aintree being the trauma site, we handle all the major incidents. So what was useful, which you touched on and Paul kindly mentioned, is a lot of staff, we put out an alert and we trialled a new system. So we put out an alert where people who were rostered to be on call came in. So we were there coordinating because we have trauma, we have head and neck, because a lot of people get injuries all over.
Specialists you need for,
And it's not just the immediate effects, it's the after effects, because we have cancer lists running today that we don't want to go down. We have the TT races in the Isle of Man that we're supporting. So it's kind of looking one step ahead. So they start tonight. So they check in with us every day.
busy. There's also work colleagues there. You know, it's quite.
Yeah. So it was a very good example of the resilience and people volunteering. We had too many people, which is a very interesting complaint to have.
The technology, say simulation, and that kind of adding to the ability to get the numbers right. Never mind the technology that's there.
It's a cascading system to get people doing more, but then you do also depend on everybody doing the goodwill, the extra bit beyond. It's really strong.
That's it. I've only seen you when she was launched.
It was difficult to take that on this job, to be quite honest. Yeah. That is correct, but luckily it happened to job very thing. I stayed just to keep wicket because the main routes would have been blocked off. So we were fortunate in terms of that. Everyone was able to get in quite quickly.
And it's a shame they've cancelled the celebration.
Which is partially helpful, it has to be said, it can be.
I think it's very, very helpful.
I think we do have an Hello Virtual paramedic colleague based in our hospital, so they give us an update what the casualties number is going to be coming. So we will
what
prepare.
sort of injuries to expect?
We were fortunate because they weren't major traumas. If there was an explosion, we could have pelvic, multi-limb. So we were actually so we've seen some horrendous injuries, stabbings. With the previous unfortunate incident in Southport, that was a lot different. But the good thing about the NHS and us as an organisation is we continuously learn. So we have debriefs. And even from yesterday's incident, I think we've already had meetings today and we're going to learn what we can do better the next time. We were very, very fortunate yesterday, I must say.
Well, I'm glad that.
Yeah. So most of our injuries were, I think, limb injuries, I think, because the car hit people, so they were no life-threatening and were able to manage them.
More of a shock.
It was, I think,
sense of shock.
Yeah.
Really,
I think the staff were...
The adrenaline kicks in very nicely.
Yes, I know about it. Works quite well.
ambulance stations across Cheshire and Merseyside. Students actually taught the trade and witnessed it, which has been quite difficult for my and my colleagues, Emily and Neil, therefore as the safe response team. So we actually had planned before the event, so we were quite prepared for the situation.
How busy we get? It's not been quite tricky deciding who's going to go where, because it's going where we look.
Specialise as well, so everyone has got a special training, so ensuring that it's safe radios to actually start the call for. That's why we're leaving the way.
Hopefully not.